What is going on, everybody? This is Fyre Designs, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to remove things from a stock image. So here's a quick example I'm going to show you. Keep an eye out for this street light and this little box right here, and if I press my edit folder, they are gone. So today that's basically what I'm going to be showing you, is how to do something like that. So I'm just going to choose something completely random. I don't want this tutorial to be too long. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my edited version, keep these other two as backups. So here's this little box thing. I don't know what it is, I don't care what it is, and it's annoying. So basically the only way you're going to have to get rid of this is so basically when I like to get rid of things, I like to use the pen tool and mask it out, whatever. But for something this small, I'm not going to do that, but normally you would want to mask it out. Normally I'd mask it out with a shape, because then it gives me a color and a full mask, and then I could just revert back to it whenever I need to use that mask. So that's the reason that I would do that. But for this sake, I don't really need to do that. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to go into your clone stamp tool, and you're going to just choose a bunch of random areas. Not really random, more so to the right or left of it. So it all just sort of blends together right. That was a bad one. That was very bad. Okay, I'm just gonna get going back to here. Basically just taking areas from the outside and just mashing it all together to make it work. That is the best way to explain how to do this. And that is exactly what I do. I'm constantly taking new selections from different areas and I'm extending them. You want to make sure that you have the preview turned on for this, so that way you can see what you're doing. So we're getting kind of close to that. Alright, start moving all this over now. Start taking this edge. You're just going to keep going over the same thing over and over, taking it from both sides. Maybe take it from a different layer. As long as it has the same perspective, you're fine. Don't worry about texturing, because I know the texturing on that is off as of right now, but don't worry about that at the moment. It's not that big of a deal yet. Although texturing is a huge thing when doing this, because basically what you're going to want to focus on when you're doing this is your foreground, middle ground, and background. The foreground, you're going to want to have a lot of detail. The middle ground, you're going to want detail, but like not so much. Background could just be blurry, but you still want a very little bit of detail, just so people know that there's something there. Another thing you want to keep in mind when doing something like this is direction of lighting. So you, like for example, when I did this one over here, I kind of paid attention to where the lighting was going. And you really want to just make your shadows wherever the lighting is. So let's just continue on to this right here. It's going to keep extending it over like it's nobody's business. I'm going to start pulling from up here now, and then use this here lip. Okay. Like I said, don't need to worry about texturing yet. I want to show you how to smooth it out and get back to it. Now, the people who are really going to benefit from doing something like this is mostly photo manipulators and people who do photo retouching. That's the main people that I could point out who would actually make a lot of use out of this. But other than that, I guess I've used it every now and again in my banners or headers or something. I don't know, it's just a very helpful thing to learn. Because you can take a stock image and just remove something from it, and you're not essentially making it yours. A lot of people think that just editing a stock image makes it like theirs. It's still not your property. You did not make it. So just don't think that you own the image, because you really don't. You're just taking things away from it. Did you edit it? Yes. Do you own it? No. You do not. So adding a little bit more detail into here. This would be a lot more easy, wow, that was bad English. This would be a lot easier if you have a graphics tablet, I would highly recommend getting one of those because it just makes things a lot easier for when you're doing this. So that's about decent. Like I said, I don't want this to be too long, so that's decent for right now. So basically, the way you're going to want to smooth it out is you're going to want to pull a color using a soft brush. You're going to want to pull a color from around here. You're going to go over it, make it nice and smooth. You want to set it as overlay and then drop the opacity until it kind of looks okay. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to just select somewhere on the same perspective and surface that you're working on. So I'm just going to use up there. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to pull it down a bit. A lot of people like to think that that's how you do it in the first place, but it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't blend well when you do that. So there we go. I got it like about there. I'm going to try to line up how this is all going to look. Get rid of everything above it because I didn't really touch it. And that looks about right. Just going to drop the opacity on that and try to line this up a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to set this to soft light, drop the opacity a little bit, and then you got a little bit of your texture back. There's other ways to do this, but that is probably the best way I have found to remove things from an image. So I'm just going to put all this together, I'm going to merge it, and I'm just going to show you a before and after of everything I removed. So if you look, you got the street light, this little box, and this little thing that was on the wall. All gone. And it doesn't look so bad, because if you were to show this to somebody, they probably wouldn't have noticed that that was there in the first place. Which is pretty cool, that's why I like doing this. It really can enhance an image, because now you can start working on it, you have nothing disrupting your view, like you don't have any eyesores. The biggest thing you got to keep in mind while doing this, like I said, foreground, middle ground, background, you also have to make assumptions. The entire thing is assuming what is behind it. And if you can't find anything to pull from, different textures, what you're going to want to do is digitally paint it in there. So, like for this over here that I did, this little arch, that's why it's sort of it's like, it's not really a proper shape because I'm not really the best at digitally painting, but I painted from like the middle right here. You can see about right that's a bit of a mess up, but yeah, around here down I painted and it didn't come out so bad, but I mean when you zoom out you're really not going to notice it. That's what I'm saying about the foreground, middle ground, background, because when you do stuff in the foreground or the background it can be kind of blurry. It doesn't really matter because no one's really going to notice it. But other than that, that is how you go ahead and get rid of things out of a stock image. I really hope somebody learned something from this and actually benefit. And let me know any other tutorials that you guys want to see because I will gladly go ahead and do those. And as always, have a great day. Peace.